All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode for Crafters. Welcome to Curse of Straw, Chapter 4. I'm your host, Crit, and we hope that you will enjoy this tonight. I'm joined by my cast tonight. We have Kindrot that will not be with us. He is returning home from a trip that we attended, Beltane's and so forth this weekend, so he's going back home. So we will be without him tonight. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello. Good.
Oh, you doing good?
Doing good.
Great. Yeah.
Doing good. Excellent. A few things that we need to address. Just give me a few seconds and check my list. As usual, we are using Streamloots. Let me just put the... If you do not have an account right now, you can make yourself an account and gain access to our abilities and cards. Basically, it works kind of like Magic the Gathering in a way that you collect booster packs, and these booster packs are used for our players to enhance and again get them some abilities that you can use throughout the game. Am I forgetting something about that? No. During the interlude, we will be having... Hey, thank you so much for subscribing, Thorin. Thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go. What? Oh, yes. During just before the interlude, we'll be having a little giveaway for booster cards. So just keep yourself there. There will be a code that will be posted in chat, so you can actually acquire some cards. And that's it, I think. Any of you want to address anything before we get started? I guess not.
I'm good.
Everybody's good, yes. So the party thankfully had a great night of sleep. Right after that we've finished the church in the city of Barovia. But as usual, our prelude will be narrated by Avery Sorket in his retelling of our hero's tale. So, without further ado, Avery settles into his embroidered cushion, the Vardo's lantern casting a warm glow over his flamboyant orange cloak. The black chicken in his lap still purrs as he strokes its feathers, and he clears his throat with a dramatic flourish. Ah, my friends, he begins, his voice lilted with theatrical flair. Let me tell you of that house, that horrible cradle of sorrow. Our intrepid heroes, brave souls all, climbed and twisted stairways and confronted its horrors at the very heart. The wailing children's ghost, victim of a long-forgotten ritual, finally found peace as the living restored order. In that moment, I swear I heard a symphony of sigh as release was given into the stale air around. Rest at last for those poor spectres. He paused, and a gasp from around the campfire. Then he continued, lowering his tone for dramatic effect. They returned to the blood of the vine. Oh, the barman barely blinked, not like he was able to do much anyways, but Ismark awaited them, grim and determined. Before Valaki, he said, we must uncover another evil. And so, they went to the old church, its stones worn with age and mourning. Avery's eyes flickered in the firelight. There, above the cellar, the incessant tolling of Father Donovik's bell masked something far crueler. Beneath the boards, they heard a child's plea, but Donovik, poor fractured man, refused to answer. Descending into darkness, they found Doru, emaciated, unhinged, yet more monstrous still. Vampire blood coursed through his sorry veins. The poor soul, no. Spawn resisted. But our hero's mercy handed an outbreak as he fled into the night. Avery's voice softens. The firelight danced off his goatee. When they returned, the sight, Father Donovic collapsed, throat cruelly slit. A dagger collapsed in his hand, struck them to the core. No word can truly capture that moment. With grief heavy on their shoulder, Ismark led them back to the Burgomeister's home where, finally, fleeting comfort awaited them. Yet, the night's aura would longer and linger for long in their hearts.
You cannot make demands of the devil. For he is the ancient, he is the land. And you are trespassers.
All right. So, night comes to you after a night of half respite. It was long for you to fall asleep even though you were exhausted. First being in a strange land and of course into a stranger's house. Seeming that every crick and crack of the floorboards were keeping you awake. Yet, you found sufficient sleep in order to at least get a long rest. But morning felt as if it came too soon. And of course you awakened in the early hours of morning as raven and other birds started croaking and chirping away as the sun was once more rising behind its blanket of heavy, thick clouds. Maz, you are first to awake. You awake to a distinct voice. You seem to be hearing the voice of Ismark having a conversation not far down the hall. You will remember the night before that you've entered the manor house, which was a 2-story, maybe like 3-story high building, and you were taken from the grand hall itself up the stairs directly in front of the main door to the left wing of the house where most visitors' rooms were. From the sound that it has, you have a feeling that this conversation seems somewhat heated, and it seems to be coming from the main hall that you guys entered from, meaning that you need but to open your door and maybe make a few steps in order to peer over the rails there to be able to see down to whoever is having that conversation. From where you are, you only hear muffled sounds, and you're not able to make out exactly what is being discussed. What would you do?
Well, yeah, I guess if something has folks upset, then I'll just open the door and head out. I'm not gonna try and be quiet. That would be pretty rude in someone else's house.
Okay. Just give me a second. So this is more or less a picture of the house that you are within. You open the door, and the moment that you open the door, you hear the distinct voice of Ismar, kind of like expressing himself a bit louder. She did what? And then going back to a hushed tone. Would you approach the railing to see who is having a conversation?
Yeah, I'll at least look over first.
Okay. As you approach, the conversation is somewhat broken up by, as you reach the rail, you hear the cracking of a floorboard, like, as you're not trying to hide, of course. You seem to get the gist that they are talking about someone. Ismark seems to be in a mixture of worry and anger, maybe. And he's in the process of speaking with a person that seems to be one of the maids. Oh, give me a second. Seems that. Give me a second. Anybody has a problem with the link on Discord?
The interface?
No, the link on to reach the.
I don't know.
It's saying it's going to Brick and B rather than.
Interesting. That's
Great
like the
effort.
old.
Oh, did you never update the link?
I did. Interesting. Let me figure that out.
I mean, this can be done after.
Yeah, it can be done after. All right. Let me just see here. Okay. Oh yeah, it's the old link. All right. So
I mean, I've deleted.
thank you so much. So, Davian, what do you do?
Who?
Sorry, Davian. Not Davian. Sorry. Davian is the person I was.
Wrong name.
Sorry. Hey, Davian. He's here. Okay. So I was talking about Maz. What do you do?
I guess. Were we all like in the same room?
No,
or-
the house was big enough for you to have separate rooms. Ample, like it had an ample space for everybody to have their own bath. Even it took some time if you wanted one, because there's only one made for the entire estate, but. And of course, most of the rooms already had most of the furniture was covered by blankets and other things that clearly indicated that the place had not been used to its full potential in a long time.
Then I'll just make my way downstairs. And
Okay. So you make your way downstairs, and as you are, you kind of like come across Ismark, who's pinching the bridge of his nose, clearly like trying to fight off some kind of headache or a very bad situation that he's clearly just been announced. He points like, weakly in the toward the left. Breakfast will be served in the living room. In the dining room shortly.
is everything all right?
No, not. I need to think over certain things before. Look, how well do you know the companions you travel with?
I just met them. Was it yesterday? Has it only been like a day?
Oh, I see.
Like one day.
Do you look like a person of, at least of your words, and I did seem to see that one of you was a priest, so I presume that at least some of you are trustworthy. There's some others who are a bit more, how could I say? This man with his firearms, he seems I don't want to pay for a mercenary that will just disappear into the mist if I send them out for a task.
Well, money does seem to motivate him, but I haven't seen him not keep his word once he said that he will do something.
I see. I mean, we do have the appearance of luxury here, but appearance is all that it is. I think I gave him most of my fortune by just giving him... Anyways, please, go with your friends if you wish, and head towards the dining room, and I'll be joining you soon. I just need to make some orders into my ideas. And he just like turns around rapidly and still pinching the bridge of his nose, kind of like, you know, if his brow furrowed and seeming clearly having something heavy on his mind, disappears in one of the adjacent rooms to the left. You are left to your own design inside this gigantic hall that seems, again, like, imagine the Wayne Mansion, but, you know, just like used to about 25%. There's cobwebs all along the railing of the ramp going up. Armors have not been dusted. It looks half abandoned.
Well, I guess I'll go back upstairs and knock on folks' doors.
All right. Kindrot awakes, and then soon after, Cyrus, Timothy, and Kistrid, you are awoken by Maz, basically, and
I
given...
hiss a little bit.
You what, sorry?
I hiss a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a morning person.
Perfect. So as you
How
knock
dare
to...
you.
The dwarven lady is not a morning person, it seems.
Isn't your god like the goddess of light?
The god of light,
The
not
sun
morning.
shines.
Not sunrise.
The sun shines.
Sunshine.
All day.
I
Morning
got
is not
sunshine.
specific.
Sorry.
Look at it brightest
better have
at,
coffee.
at midday.
I need
so
coffee.
she's
Yes.
fine.
Absolutely. Would you all organically slowly head towards the dining area where breakfast is served, or would you do other things prior to that?
Free food? Of course I'm gonna take all that he gives me.
I like Jensen just saying, of course Khan plays a gunslinger. Yes, he does. Typecasted. Excellent. So Cyrus heads out. Go ahead.
I'll summon my my familiar.
You do know that you can change the traits that it has. Do you keep the same traits that it currently has?
Yes.
So the bird
Yep.
appears. Perfect. The horse is, of course, still outside.
Yeah,
As,
I'm not.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
gonna-
bringing it inside.
I'm gonna
ac-
give them a bit of a heads up on the undead horse at some point, but not
Yeah.
now. Let's concentrate on a little crow that makes you
Perfect.
intelligent.
Perfect. So you all organically head to the dining room where not the greatest breakfast is being served. The maid that seems to be serving it doesn't seem quite happy to be required to serve more people. There's clearly one set of dishes that seems to be more of a better make and quality than the others, and there are six plates around the table. All 5 others seem to be made of wooden plates.
Does the maid at least seem to be responsive in the way that the bartender was not?
Yes. She
Right,
looks at you like she has emotions, which in the current time being annoyance, which is 1,000 times more emotions that you've seen Eric the barman being able to demonstrate.
Then Maz is just gonna give her, like, you know, try and joke around with her a little more, try and bring some humor and bring up her mood some.
Okay. I'd like for you to roll. You know what? You can either roll performance or society.
It's performance on that.
Your jokes seem to be well thought of. It seems to be enough and measured just enough that she doesn't find it annoying. And by the time that she leaves after after placing a few plates, you do see the hint of what you think is a small curl of her lips upward. She found your last quip somewhat enjoyable and funny.
Awesome.
Where would you guys sit?
Table.
At a table. Excellent. So you.
Where else would we sit? Are there other places
Fair.
to sit other than the
No,
table?
the table is long. It is, as I mentioned, somewhat cleared up. You have a feeling that normally only like the very end of the table is being used, and so that they basically like moved out a bit of the drapery that's covering it in order to set additional plates and so forth. So you slowly get your breakfast in the morning, and after a few minutes, enters the lord of the manor, if you wish, the new burgomeister of Barovia, Ismark Kolyanovic. He seems to, for Maz at least, he seems to be somewhat of a better mood than he was before, and slowly goes around and sits at the end, at the head of the table where the finer dishes are placed. Kind of like looks at his plates for a second and seems to be sighing for a second, and starts digging in without really starting a conversation for now. After perhaps a minute or two, he would look up. There's no easy way to say this, but the task that I have required of you might have slightly changed.
Your sister.
Yes. He's going to wait and see if anybody has questions. Kind of like slowly letting his gaze come over each of you before continuing. Anybody who wishes to ask him questions?
I'm
Is
just
she
gonna stare at him.
okay?
I don't know.
Is she here?
He's going to sigh and his shoulder's going to drop a bit, and no, she's not. Just give me a second.
Wherever did she go?
Eilina, my maid, let me know that Irina slipped away into the dead of the night. She left a message saying that she was going to solve an issue, but first visiting a mentor of her. I believe that she's went to see these Vistanis near Tserpool.
When did she leave? So, like, how much of a head start would she have on us?
I'd say, as of now, perhaps 8 hours, which is not troubling itself. Yes, Cyrus.
You mentioned the Vistani. Do I know that name?
You've heard your grandmother say that word, but you've always assumed it meant. You've always assumed that it was another way of mentioning people from Garund.
Okay.
To be mentioning Vistanis here would, because you do know that you're nowhere near, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, there's people from Garund here?
Yeah, like he'll poke up, but past that, silent.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Just give me a second. I would still very much appreciate if you could be to find my sister and bring her safely to Valaki, to the Church of St. Andrews there. The priest is a friend of ours. I do not know what folly took her and why she decided to go see that damned woman, but I'm sure that, able as you are, you can easily catch up to her and bring her to Vallaki. Correct?
I mean, I'm not about to take her there if she doesn't want to. But
Yeah, we're not forcing her to go anywhere, are we? Like, this is something she wants us to do?
You don't understand. She is in danger. Told you before, the lady of the land seems to have... She is a strong-willed woman, my sister. But she fails to see the danger in which she is. I would very much prefer to be at least in your company, and the only place I know for her to be safe is within the sanctity of the halls of St. Andros in Vallaki.
Cyrus will kind of lean forward and say,
You pay, she goes.
I have already paid you. And he's looking at you for a second. You see the first time, kind of like, you feel as if you've overstepped.
he'll kind of shake his head and kind of look a bit annoyed and like make a motion of his hand like, that's not what I meant. And just stay silent past.
I have no problem going to find her and talk to her, but if this is not something she wants, then I'm not comfortable forcing her to do anything.
Fine.
indeed, I'm willing to try and help convince her. But if it comes down to it, I will not knock her over the head.
That's
Bundle her up.
and you're gonna see like a wide variety of emotion washing over him for a second, kind of like he's like, that's not what I'm asking, please don't take it that way. I don't want to lose. Our father died a week ago. I do not want my sister to suffer the same fate, especially at the end of that monster. And you're going to see him, like, clenching his fists, becoming white with the anger, and as much as he's holding them tight, you're going to see for the first time conviction in his expression. He seems to be stronger when he speaks of family, of course.
I can appreciate the bond between a brother and a sister. I will do my best to talk to her and help her.
Thank you. Just be sure that she is safe. That's all I ask. If you follow the road towards the west, you should cross over a river at Evelis Crossing. Past that, you should head north. It's a small path following the river going up north. Normally, these Vistani have almost, I'd say, permanent camp over there. It's not much, but if what I'm told is right, this is where she will be. I don't know what she meant by fixing a problem or an issue, but we have no qualms or no quarrel with the Vistanis. We've always been peaceful with them, even though they, well, at least some of them, work for the devil.
The devil? Which one? There are many.
He's gonna look at you for a second, like, kind of like, you feel as if he's almost like, are you kidding me type?
I believe he means the Lady of the Land.
Oh, you're talking about Nick, not like, okay.
I'm talking indeed of the Lady of the Land, the Countess STRAHD von Zarovich.
So who has Irina gone to see?
She has gone to see our father. Clearly did not appreciate magic. Something about something that happened when we were young. Irina had the gift, and she found a mentor in this old woman in a tent. She leads them, I think, the Vistanis. She's strange, normally of good wisdom, but I refuse to think that our destiny is already pre-written somewhere, and she seems to think otherwise.
Well, we should probably finish up our breakfast, guys, and get going if we want to catch up to her.
At this time, of course, Bildrats will be open if you wish to shop and gather supplies before leaving. I will impart to you at least a modicum of money so that you can at least buy rations to travel. Travel itself is not that long, should just take you a few hours to reach Serpul. Reaching Evelis Crossing is about an hour's walk. He's going to wait around for a second, just letting his gaze go over everybody and wondering if anybody else has more questions.
Ms. Elias will speak up. You had mentioned that there was a noble who might be able to help me get home so that I can return to my family, find my family.
Yes.
Would this be this lady of the land, or
No.
is it someone else?
No. I would never send anybody to our gates. It would be similar to suicide. And if you are here to help me, why would I do that?
I appreciate that. Who was it that you were referring to then?
She is no friend of mine. Just be aware. But I hear that a lady in Valaki of the Washtar family is a talented spellcaster. She might be able to assist you. If everything else fail, there is also the mad wizard of Mount Baratok. Across the river, he seems to have lost his mind, but by the way he projects lightning into the sky from his fingertips, I would guess that his arcane powers are sufficient to know at least how to help and assist you.
Appreciate
Let's
it.
not make the crazy guy who can shoot lightning at us mad.
I think
Well,
he's
I try
already
not to
quite
make
mad.
anyone mad.
Angry.
It's nothing a counter spell can't stop.
Famous last words.
You can say so. You're not the one who has to heal everybody.
That's fair.
No, and I just pointed each one individual. No electrocuting at all. I hear it hurts. And then I just saw.
So, you finish breakfast, slowly take everything that you have, and of course, in the process, you are gifted the donation, should you wish, by Ismark of 5 gold coins that I'm now adding to your inventory in order for you to buy what you wish in matters of rations and other things. It's a meager sum, but like five gold is still quite a sum of money for certain individuals.
Does that include me?
Yes, it includes you. You didn't mention that he was giving it to everybody, so everybody's getting that 5 gold. And
Much appreciated.
if you find my sister, bring her to the safety of St. Andrew's, I'd be sure to give you ample compensation.
We'll do what we can.
Thank you. So, breakfast is finished slowly, and you are left to your design within the house should you wish, or you may head out to Bildrat's.
Well, I suppose I need to get going. So I will.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
I'm getting up and getting packed and getting ready to go, and I'll wait for everybody.
Okay.
I'll shop
Yep.
for missing supplies.
Well, that's what we were doing. We get ready and then we go shopping.
Yep,
All
I am
right.
planning on going shopping with the group. After I retype all my notes, because this...
No, your
Save
notes.
them.
That sucks.
I always forget
Make
that I have
sure-
to, like,
yeah.
hit the save button.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah, you do need to. So, after a few moments, you gather your stuff, exit the mansion, and slowly head towards Bildrat. You have does everybody remember the direction that Ismark gave you to head towards Sir Pool? Because you will need to navigate on the map.
It is west and then north following the river.
Yes. So you reach the shop of Bildrat. Behind the counter stands a man who's a stark difference to everybody else that you've seen so far. This man is tall, blonde, blue-eyed, seems to be having a sort of smile and quite happy to see new customer, at least with the small jingle of the bell as you enter into his shop. Hello, my friends. Hello, welcome. What are we looking for today? If you wish, by the way, there is, for all the players, a small... Give me a second. I need to do that here. Here, there is a little chest that you can double-click in order to see the inventory of this shopkeeper. Are we looking for anything specific? Are we looking for anything in order to do a job? I have everything for anybody that wishes to start and pick up hunting. I have everything for a person that wishes to equip a horse. Let me know what you need, and Bildrat's got you covered.
Cyrus will just like pick up a toolkit and just kind of like dump it onto the desk, like this table. Not say anything, just stare at him.
Okay. He's gonna look at you, kind of like, you know, smiling a bit and being like, "Of course, the solemn and silent type. I got you covered. Not a problem. You wish to have this toolkit here? I would just let you know that you should maybe handle it a bit more gently, because there are fine tools of quality within it, and we do not want to break any of it. Right? That'll be 4 gold pieces."
And then Silence will take out 4 and put it on the table, and then walk out.
Perfect. Anybody else?
I'm gonna ask him. I'm new to the area,
Ah.
and I don't really know what the weather is like here. And I do see you have some cold weather clothing. Would
Yes.
it be a good idea to grab some of that cold weather clothing?
Being covered in the
For
dead
the
of the night
heat.
is always a good idea. I cannot sadly indicate if warm or cold weathers are up ahead, but being prepared is always a brilliant idea. I would recommend maybe having 1 or 2 cloaks, especially with the rain and everything that we have had lately.
Is
Well,
he
I'll
trying
grab some
to
cold
just,
weather
like,
clothing.
push us to buy things we don't need?
He has not proposed anything that he has not been asked for. I mean, you feel that his words make sense.
Okay.
Like, he's not saying, like, oh, you should buy, like, the whole collection of, like, winter clothes and the boots and the extra little stamp that you need, just, like, the little, like, you know, sealing paste that you need to put over it. Like, he's not putting in, like, any other objects like that. She asked for winter clothes. He was honest in saying that he can't say for the weather, but being equipped is always a good idea. So, I mean, he's still a salesperson. He's still going to
Yeah.
try to sell, but you do not have the feeling that he's pushing for anything.
Okay.
Do we want to all go in and get one of those bigger tents? Because it probably would make sense if we're going to be camping on the side of the road to camp together for warmth and for protection and stuff, or do we want to just all sleep in our own little top tent?
Well, that's a 4-person tent, and there's 5 of us, and I
And one of us is always going
usually
to be
count for 2.
watching.
You're going out to camp.
Okay. We're traveling, so we probably will be sleeping along the way.
I see.
Does he look concerned?
He looks worried. The walk in between here and Vallaki is only 5 hours. It can be done in a day. What matters of trek would you like to do in order to require some camping equipment? Not that I disagree, but the fauna around and the fog make bad companions, let's say. The wolves are hungry of late, and there are rumors of more dangerous things lurking into the night. Oh, I forgot also. As you entered into the building itself, you did see a few flyers of a circus that was recently setting up in Vallaki.
A circus that I've heard of.
Yes.
Interesting.
Anything else I can be of service with?
Yeah. Maz is just gonna do some general shopping that I will decide at a later time what it is. I have a feat for this.
Yeah, for the feet. Yeah. Prescient planner. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Okay.
was thinking of grabbing an armored cloak.
Sure.
Is
Absolutely.
that something that I'm...
It's a heavy cloak. It's made of part leather. It's made of part leather and overlapping pieces of leather. So it doesn't. It's clearly made to line another cloak that is worn under. That is worn over it. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That does make sense. It looks a little too heavy for me. I'm gonna grab a hooded lantern and some cold weather clothing.
Excellent. You will notice that there should be for you little coins to the right side of the items that you can press in order to purchase them.
There are not.
No, you just for this. It seemed like you could just drag and drop it, and
Oh,
you purchase it that way.
Drag and drop it?
Perfect. Drag and drop in its purchase.
Drag and draw.
Perfect.
Ooh, look
So
at that.
you purchase a few things, rations, clothing for cold weather. You purchase other things like the lanterns and so forth.
Do we have anyone who can use thieves' tools? Because I remember we needed them at one point and didn't have them.
Just give me a second. I will tell you in a moment.
I know I can't.
If I take a certain feat later on that I'm thinking about, technically I could.
Kindroth cannot use them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he can use them, but like he probably uses them like chopsticks. So no.
Heard.
Fair? Anybody else wishes to do any other kind of shopping?
I'm just looking through the list to see what there is and what would be useful.
So,
I need
my
to
friends,
buy saddlebags.
you may buy a saddlebag if you want. It goes to the horse, and that way you're not carrying all your stuff. It's always good. Especially if you're a hoarder of stuff and want to have everything with you. Always good. So you mentioned that you were in the process of going for a trek of sorts. Anywhere in particular? Anywhere I'd know? As he asks that as he puts the saddlebag that Timothy is in the process of buying, and there's an exchange of coins. He's asking at the general group itself.
Up to, it was Vallaki was the name of the town, right?
Yes, he did tell you that Vallaki was 5 hours away at most. Like, you know, probably like 6 hours, like if you're slow, but like, you don't need tents to go to Vallaki.
We're gonna eventually be making our way to Vallaki.
Well, if you decide to camp outside, if I could just give you a little tip, stay close to the roads.
Would you happen to have any oil, by the way, for the lantern?
Oil for the lantern. I seem to have run out. Just give me a few seconds. Let me go see in the back. Maybe I have it. And like he turns around and heads. Periwinkle, have we seen the oil? I'm sorry, no, I haven't seen it. Let me look for it. And you hear the voice of another person that's in the back store, clearly taking care of certain things. Doc, give me a second, Builder. I'll find it. And you hear the two guys in the back store in the process of looking for what you've requested.
Quickly, take everything and run.
Take everything and run. We're never coming back here.
Phil,
Yes.
are you good with me just the alchemist lab changing it for the toolkit?
Sure.
Okay, because like the bulk is so much different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm like dying over here.
So as after a few seconds, you have Bildrat that comes back from behind the counter, from the back store with a large wooden crate and puts it, and you hear the jarring of glass vials and so forth and containers inside of it. He looks at you with a bright smile. Yes, here's the oil I have if you wish. If I sell them for 1 copper each. It's a pint each.
Let's take a look to see how much the lantern takes. 1 pint to function for 6 hours. Okay, so I'll grab a few pints. Put it in my...
I do not have anything else than, of course, the glass containers. So I would advise perhaps keeping them at a place that they won't be broken.
Is there a way that I can affix them to like my belt?
You
Instead of
can.
putting them
So
in
yes. So if you notice in your inventory, you have 2 places that you can put them. If they are in your, so I believe that these are. Just give me a second. Oils. They are consumables. So if they are in your consumable area, that is because they are on you, like handy, or like either in the pocket that you can just take or do something like that. If you want to stash them, so for example, if you check your rations right now, are not in your backpack.
Okay.
You would need to.
Oh, I see, and I can just move it over to my backpack.
Exactly. So yes, you can absolutely have them handy if you wish.
And if I wanted to have the oil like hanging off of my belt instead of in
Yes,
the
absolutely.
instead of in the backpack, I could just put it on the consumables part.
Absolutely.
Oh.
You do see the oil, correct?
Yes, I do
Perfect.
see it now.
Perfect. So you bought 4.
And I'll remind the guys like it might be a good idea to, get some rations.
Your friends,
We don't know.
your friend, and he points towards Cyrus, bought a few as well.
I mean, weren't we doing like a 6-hour run?
It is
Yeah, it's
technically
just a
very
6-hour
close.
run. But we don't know like what we're gonna see when we get there. We don't know if when the next time we're gonna have access to a shop. I always like to be prepared.
Of
Or
course.
if we're gonna take a detour.
Yeah, you
Food is
never know what's
overrated.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it than not need it than need it and not have it. Especially in an area that does not appear to be good for, living.
My friend,
Very well.
you are wise.
I'll buy more
Thank you.
rations.
Don't buy like a month's worth, but just might be a
The mom of the
Good
group told
idea.
you to buy rations. You buy rations.
excuse you, I'm the auntie.
The auntie of the group. I'm sorry.
I'm the auntie.
Excellent.
Machete isn't finessable. That's crazy to me.
What?
A machete isn't finessable. It's so sad.
Hey, man, there's nothing graceful and elegant about a machete. There's like
But it's a stereotypical
no
like,
way.
jungle.
There's no way a machete is agile or finesse. No way. So
And
yeah,
we
but
have a map of the region.
yes, you do. So if you verify in the, you already have a map. So if you check in the upper tabs, you have a tab called Ravenloft. So I will bring it for everybody. And we have the map here. Oh, I'll just do one thing here real fast. This is the voyage that you've had so far. You will notice that no place have names anywhere. And the village of Barovia does. Meaning that every time that you're crossing something, it'll appear on the map itself.
Okay.
Why does
And-
the moving token have HP?
That's another... Because it is a character. There's no way for me to make it so that you guys see it. And it needs to have HP. Sorry. Because otherwise it's dead and the system is meh.
Okay, it's not we're gonna die while traveling.
No, it's not that you're gonna die while traveling. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
you still might.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So, what do you guys do?
West and then
West of the bridge and then following the river.
All
Is
right.
that what I heard?
So is that what you're doing?
post so.
Where he said that his sister had gone somewhere else, though.
Yeah, two soap pools,
pool.
which was west and then north of the river, following it.
Okay, so that's our detour, not right to Velaki. Great.
Exactly. So.
Well, we could if you want to abandon.
Yeah, you can just like,
I
you
got,
know,
I
fuck
got
that.
paid.
Give me a second. Just want to check one thing here real fast. So as you cross the bridge, give me a second. You come across this. The road shudders beneath your feet. Oops, give me a second. The road shudders beneath your feet as you emerge upon the River Ivlis crossroads. A battered wooden gallows tilt grotesquely. Oops, give me a second. That's way too loud. Much better. So a battered wooden gallows tilts grotesquely in the mist. Its frayed rope staring like a silent admonition against the twilight sky. Opposite to it, a weather-worn signpost stand guard. Its harrows pointing east to Barovia village, southwest towards Ravenloft and Velaki, and northwest down a narrow track into the heart of the Hold Wood. The air here is heavy, suffused with an unsettling hush that seems to press against your ears more than the fog itself. To the north, the Ivlis River roils in shadow, swift, deep, and untrustworthy. Its waters flowing from the dark heart of Svalik woods. Only one rickety bridge that you've just crossed span its breadth, a narrow crossing that sways with every footfall. On the near bank lies a small neglected graveyard, its low walls crumbling with age. The soil here is dark and silent, broken only by the wood's oppressive presence. Somewhere beyond the river's roar, distant trees seems to shift at the edge of sight, and the mist swirls as if alive. The crossroads stand still in time. No traffic passes, no cries are heard. Only the cruel whispers of the wind and the slow echoing pulse of dread that you carry onward from Barovia and deeper into the shadows. Give me a few moments, and we will bring you here. Do you do anything specific? There's no paths or no crossing or anything of the sort other than the small path leading north and the road that you can continue slightly heading into a northwest direction.
Probably just shudder and then make some sort of whatever the version of putting a cross on myself is for a cleric of the Everlight.
Anybody else does anything? Do you wish to move on? In which direction do you wish to go?
Going to Sir Pool?
Yep.
And what direction is that?
Well, I would say the person who said the right directions. Is that the right direction?
I mean, we're following the river up north.
Yeah.
Is
northbound
the sign
road.
pointing in the right spot?
The sign is pointing towards in the direction that you're coming from, towards Barovia, and another going in the direction of the road that keeps continuing onwards towards Valaki and Kresk. There is no sign indicating this way to Tsirpool or this way along the Vistani camp or anything of the sort.
I remember it being north along the river, too.
I mean, we could, if I look at the map, we could keep on going west until we meet another road, and then go north. But
I think we follow the directions we were given.
this is what I think would be the best.
Yeah, I'd want to... Because so far he hasn't seemed to steer us wrong except for steering us to the death house. Maybe I should stop talking.
So you follow the river?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. Just give me a second. I want to do one thing here. As you slowly head into this more foresty area, of course, there's this continual mist and fog that seems to be dancing about, always seeming to go against the direction of the wind, just enough to, almost as if it was unveiling the terrain before you as you slowly advance. Just as Ivlis Crossing is out of sight, Timothy, you hear the creaking noise behind you. Seems to be coming from the gallows. Do you do anything?
I will look back.
Where
Do I
there
see-
was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless gray body. The breeze turning to allow you to see the face of this hanged figure slowly. And you have a feeling that it almost fixed its dead eyes upon you. Minutes before, that wasn't there.
I will make my undead horse continue to follow them,
Okay.
and I will use my familiar to go see what's up.
Okay.
I just need to check one thing quickly.
Yes, I believe that your familiar has a soul sight.
I can.
So the familiar, so you do, all of you notice that Timothy seems to be looking behind him for a second, seems to be whispering to his bird that flies off. It takes a few moments, and the familiar comes back croaking, indicating that you're confident that there is a certain degree of distress within your familiar's pattern, which you understand seems to have picked up void energy.
Group, my familiar, Mr. Bonaparte, has told me that there is an undead energy coming from the gallows we just passed. Would you wish to turn back?
Mr. Bonaparte. That's so amazing.
So good.
You want us to go back towards the undead energy?
I am asking. We can continue our way as if nothing is, and I mean, it isn't. We've seen our share of shitty things. We could move on, and I would not be mad about it. But
I do not mind fighting the bear, but I do not wish to poke the sleeping bear, if that
maybe,
would all make sense.
maybe there is someone to be laid to rest.
Oh, why would you say that? Now I have to go look.
Because I am curious.
All right.
So you backtrack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. As you backtrack, everybody notices that there is indeed a body there on the gallows where there was none prior. Other than being lifeless and just dangling from the rope, the rope itself seems to be almost like too disheveled to be able to support the weight of a body, and yet it still does. There's nothing other than what you see now. Or at least so you believe.
Do I have... I will cast Detect Magic.
Excellent. So you cast Detect Magic with the aura emanating from you in 30 feet. I'm guessing that you're doing it near the gallows?
Yep.
You do detect what seems to be the faint remain of magic. It's not... gives you more like the... to your trained eye, it seems more as if it is the remains of former magic than an active spell.
Well, it seems that whatever has Mr. Bonaparte worried, I'm not seeing it.
Seems
It
that
is
Mr. Bonaparte is not overly excited or afraid anymore.
So, shall we give it its final right, my dear cleric?
I would like nod my head. I only know the ones of the Everlight. I hope it will be good enough for this poor soul. And then I'll just kind of do our death blessing rite.
So you slowly lower the body. You're setting him, I guess, on the ground near where the graves are, and you're proceeding to give it its last rites, correct?
That would be correct.
As you do, as you're, looking from your scripture, going to the body, going to your scripture, going to the body, and doing your rites, passing over for a second, you are confident for a moment that the body had a different shape. That of a dwarf. That of a dwarf that you recognized. But the moment that you blinked, it was back to this grayish, almost like mummified body that was there before.
Definitely shakes Bristret. Like, she is spooked. And, like, to the point where, like, she stops doing the rite for a second.
I do believe that Timothy, being closer, do notice this pause in her reciting of the rites.
Are you alright?
Like, that all right is a big term to use, I think, for where we are, but I'm not harmed. And I just kind of shake my head to try to get it out, and then continue on with the rite.
Takes you a few more minutes, and your rites are completed. The tomb is ready, and you are able to as you would understand it, give the final rites and this body a final resting place. Do you do anything more specific? Do you cast any spells, or are you back on your way?
Back on my way.
Excellent. So you head then from the Iflis Crossing back on the road, unless one of you wishes to do something different in the meantime.
No.
Okay. Just give me a second. So, as you head and follow the river, the road, or rather the small path that was there, slowly, gradually disappear and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth and are evidence of coming and going of what you understand are wagons. Just give me a second, and I will... As you follow, of course, the river, you emerge from another side of this camp, and you see this off in the distance. Seems to be a gathering of Vardos and tents. You do hear the faint sound of what seems to be music and the mirth of laughter in the air, which is a stark contrast to the browns and grays of the city of Barovia. Now you do see like colors and so forth, laughter. There seems to be more life here, even though small the encampment is, compared to anywhere else that you've seen so far. What would you do? Jensen being the bog. Yes, it's the bog.
Hail the camp!
Hail the camp! Yeah. Do you hail the camp? Oh my god, this is SC Culture 101.
Like the bog, doesn't it?
SC Culture 101. Oh shit.
I remember my first Penzic before I knew Hail the camp.
I mean, it kind of looks like the bog from that, right?
It does. It does look like the bog.
All right.
Sounds awful.
Wonder if there's leeches in the water.
Oh, it sounds awful.
I'm gonna approach the camp.
All right. So I'm gonna do that here. And I will just give me a second because I need to be sure that this is playing right. Does it play? Why doesn't it play? As you approach the Vistani encampment along the river... Oh, give me a second. I don't have the right text. Oh no! Just give me a second. I'll let you savor this small cutscene.
Oh my god, such a modern day guitar.
Wow.
That's the exact one I have next to me, actually.
I really like these cutscenes. This is fun.
Thank you. Just give me a second. I'm gonna go here, I think. That's right. It's here. Here we go. I got it here. All right. Oh, wait. I'll do that here and that here. After leaving the oppressive gloom of the village of Barovia, your eyes are drawn to a small clearing beside the mist-shrouded lake. Several colorful tents clusters around the roaring campfire, ringed by barrel-topped wagons and soft clip-clops of horses at the water's edge. Bright fabric and bold patterns create a burst of life amidst the gray land that is Barovia. Laughter and music drifting through the trees. At the largest tent, warm light glimmers, promising stories and secret. The air is thick with camaraderie and curiosity as Vistani gathers, welcoming wayfarers with open hands, yet it's clear that this is no haven. Watchful eyes, measured smiles, and whispered warnings reveal a wary hospitality. Seated near the fire, Avery Sorket, the flamboyant bard, in stunning orange robes and a slick goatee, commands attention. A content black chicken nestled in his lap. He strokes his feather while beginning a tale, this time about recounting the recent horrors of a twisted hall and the burning out of a house and skeletal children's finals embrace. The flicker of firelight dances over his thoughtful features. Hey, thank you for the subscription, Zed. Stanimir, one of your friends of Istani that some of you have met before, can also be found among them, smiling and waving as he stands and comes over to greet you. Greetings, my friends! Aha! I knew you'd make it here. Welcome, welcome! And he advances.
Thank you. I have something for you, by the way.
You have something for me?
Indeed.
Now you have me curious, friend.
I'll go into my bag and pull out a bottle of grape mash number 3.
You have wine! Great. That's perfect.
I hear it's not good wine, but it is the best wine.
I'll not spit on any wine. Wine is a rare commodity here, so... Just give me a second. I'll make him a bit bigger, because he's a bit small right now. Here we go.
Let's see. He also doesn't have any legs, but it makes sense now with where you're looking.
Yes, now it makes sense, because, the border and everything. Well, shall we open it? Maybe we can drink it together. Come. My friend here, Avery, is in the process of retelling a tale. Something about a woman, a doll, a living doll, perhaps, and a dark elf that was carrying over with them. Something that they did when they were in an old abbey of sorts. Maybe not your type of romance, but I like tales, so... And he's gonna slowly head towards the fireplace, the fire pit, opening the bottle of wine, bring out a goblet and pour himself something to drink. He'll beckon you with the bottle in hand, kind of like, hey, do you want some? And letting you basically to explore the camp should you wish it.
Oh, thank you, but I actually don't partake.
Then you're missing something. This is probably the only
I've
comfort that we can have in Barovia.
I've had enough for a lifetime.
I see. Of course. What is everybody else doing?
I will, however, definitely look around and find a place to sit for that story.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear that story.
Excellent. Anybody else? What do you guys do?
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of watching people, being brave, being closed off, and listening.
Okay.
If one of you all wants my cup of wine over there, feel free.
So you do feel that Stanimir is very open and friendly. Other people are not so much. As in, you're sitting down somewhere and you do feel that the person kind of like scoots a bit further away. The children's are perhaps a bit more interested, more specifically in Kristrid, asking her how old she is, why she's so small compared to other people. Like all these like uncomfortable questions that people normally don't ask you. They're very, very pointed about that.
Oh my gosh, I just asked why she's shorter.
Yep.
She doesn't mind them at all. She finds it amusing, and she'll answer the questions.
Kids are... No, they're not racists. Like, you're probably going to be telling them that you're a dwarf, and they're probably going to be responding with a surprising answer of, what's that?
And then I'll just point to myself, go, I am what I am saying I am. I am a dwarf. We are not, we aren't elves. We aren't humans.
Another child. What are elves?
Have you ever seen somebody with very pointy ears and kind of has their nose up in the air a little bit, think they're better than everybody else?
Hey,
They're gonna talk among each other and for a moment, and I think I saw one. Yes. The man from the castle. I don't remember his name, but he has like dark skin, and he's the only one who was allowed to keep his ears. Yes, Cyrus.
How
Ears?
much do they look like me?
A lot.
Okay. Cool. Like the same skin tone and everything?
Yes.
I'm just making sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Silence past.
Okay.
What do you mean keep their ears?
I don't
Do
know.
they have ears? Like, just I double checked looking at the kids just to make sure their ears.
They
are on
don't
the
have
thing.
ears. They have normal human ears. Sorry. Yes, they have ears. They have normal
Say, like
normal human ears. Yes. They seem to be they seem to be consulting each other for a second, like almost as if they're verifying that they're telling the right thing. Well, you see, this man in the castle, he has long ears, and he's carrying a necklace with other ears on it, and he's the only one with long ears that we know. So we thought that he's the only one who was allowed to keep his ears.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
probably would have thought the same thing if I saw that.
Yeah. Madame Eva says
Trying
that
not to
he's very,
traumatize
very
these kids.
sad.
I wonder if he hears really well because he has all those ears.
You think he hears me from there?
I don't think he hears that good. Don't worry.
Okay. And he's gonna answer like in a hushed tone, kind of like, I'm scared that the pointy-eared person of the castle is gonna be able to hear me. Okay.
But if you find one of his ears just lying around,
No.
It might be a good idea to bury it underground. That way he can't hear you because he'll be all muffled.
So if I find the ears of something evil, I need to bury it? Okay.
Might be a good idea because then they can't hear you because it's like covered in dirt.
That's right. I should have thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
All the while,
And I tap my nose.
that child is now wise. All the while, we have Avery in the process of retelling a story of a group of adventurers that ventured into the land some years ago. Basically goes into the high and lows of certain places that they explore, that they pass by Valaki, Kresk, and so forth. It goes into lengthy details, but nothing really strikes you as... It's an interesting story, but nothing more seems to be coming from just it being a story. And after perhaps a 30-minute of retelling, the bard is done and slowly shares the wine with Stanimir, leaving you to do what you wish.
Stanimir.
Yes, my friend.
So we actually do have a bit of business that we're on.
Oh.
Hoping maybe you could give us some direction.
I can certainly help, or try at least.
Trying to make our way to Serapol.
This is it.
Oh, great. Well, there's someone we're looking for here then.
Oh.
Irina?
Yes. The Kolyanovic, the daughter of the Burgomeister, correct?
Late Burgomeister.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Does she know?
I don't know. Ismark, her brother, sent us to find her.
Ah, the Lesser sent you. Of course he did. He wouldn't be daring to come over here himself.
He's the new Burgomeister, so he's also got his own work to handle.
I figured then that Barovia is in more of a dire predicament than before. He's always been somewhat of a pushover.
What's that? We're working on it.
I do think I saw little Irina earlier. I think earlier today, this morning, actually. She was heading somewhere, but I don't remember where, because she didn't tell me, of course. She was coming from Madame Eva's tent. If you wish, you could maybe speak with her. She'll be delighted to tell you.
That would be wonderful.
Perfect. You wish me to announce you?
Please, probably go a little smoother than us trying to introduce ourselves.
Of course, of course. I mean, she's something of a famous person here. You know, she sees things. And he's gonna, like, you know, lean onto it a bit, like, a lot. I'll be like, like, you know, and you're gonna see all the Vistanis around kind of, like, nodding their heads, like, you know, they believe that whoever, like, this Madame Eva has some kind of power to be able to see things. Stanimir's gonna stand up and head into the big tent here at the back. Oops, just give me a second. Here at the back. For a few minutes, leaving you and your group able to do what they want for a few moments.
All
Just
right.
you know, just kind of listening. I'm specifically out of character. I'm listening for when they speak Vistani.
Okay. They do speak occasionally Vistani. You do understand what they're saying.
Yeah. So I'll poke up at that. And I won't act on it, but I will visibly, like, sit up a bit more and listen.
Okay. Just give me a second. I want to check one thing real fast. That's not what I want. I'm looking for just one thing very specific. Okay. Stanimir will emerge back from this large tent. And, well, if you wish, my friends, she was expecting you.
Ah, well, that's good if she has visions. Shall we?
Stanimir's going to wait confirmation from the rest of the group.
Cyrus will look kind of, like, wary, but slowly stand and motion or start to walk towards the tent, but not into.
Yep. Maz will follow as well.
Timothy, Christred.
I will also follow.
Excellent.
I'll follow.
So as you head towards the tent, this is where we will be taking our first break. We will be back in about 5 minutes. Just letting you know that I will be dropping a... just give me a second. I will be dropping a code in chat if you wish to check and see and have... give me a second. That's not what I want to do. Where is it? What the hell? That's what I want to do. Hey, thank you for the follow. I'll be dropping a code in chat if you want to acquire some of the package and other thing for cards in order to help the party. In the meantime, we will be back in 5 minutes. So we'll see you soon, guys. All right, we are back. Just give me a second. So, last we left off, we had our group gathered at Sir Pool, ready to go into Madame Eva's tent. Just give me a second. I'll just do that here. Do I have... Just give me a second. I just need to do one thing, of course, because I forgot to do one thing. Ah, yes. There it is. Here we go. You enter into this old tent that seems to be made almost of old oak or bone, even. The inside of it seems strangely larger than the outside. You're not sure if it's just a trick of your eye or if it's some other things, but the inside is quite large. In the middle of the room sits this long table with several small benches on your side and this chair on the other upon which a woman sits. Standing before her is a crystal ball, and she's slowly and lazily shuffling what seems to be a deck of cards. For a woman that's been said to be here since time immemorial, you've expected almost an older crone or a hag. The woman that stands before you exudes power and character. I will share with you our Madame Eva. She has the same countenance of most other Vistanis. She clearly is of the same descent and seems to be dressed in the same fashion, though with finer materials, furs, and other types of markings that clearly indicates that she is of some kind of higher station. Welcome. Please. Come in. Sit. Let's talk, she says.
Maz will bow slightly and then take a seat.
What are the other
I'll
doing?
stay by the edge of the door.
Yeah, I'll sit.
Okay. Kristrid?
I will go sit as well. She was probably just taken a little back, like, oh no, she's gorgeous.
She's gonna...
And just go. Find
Oh no,
something
she's
to
gorgeous. She's gonna
Oh, no.
laugh for a second. Young Gahad, being by the door will not protect you. I'm not your enemy. Come. Looking in Timothy's direction.
Very well.
She's idly shuffling cards. I know what brings you here. The query of...
Wait.
And of course...
How do you know my name?
Just give me a second. Where is... I'm looking for something. Where is it? Okay. Of course, Montreal Rugby Star is in and asking for hydrate. So, hydrate, please.
Hi, Rugby Star.
How you doing? All right. She looks at you for a second and, well, it's written in the tapestry of things. I've always known it, Timothy.
Well, I will now definitely sit, knowing that if she wanted to kill me, she would have.
She does not exude that type of power. You feel that she is more prescient than all-powerful, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
People, strangers from everywhere, gathered normally at my tent with questions. I know of the query and the task given to you by the boy in Barovia. Irina is my student, my pupil. She came today earlier asking for clarification. You see, she was shook by her father's passing. I've made sure that her questions were answered. She asked about dream pastries, things created and circulating in the roads of Barovia that are creating unfortunate effects. But this and these were her questions. Now destiny has brought you to me to answer your questions. And she's gonna slowly keep shuffling her cards, kind of like slowly gazing at you, expecting some degree of questioning. Do you do anything?
So, has Irina left then?
She has.
Would you be willing to tell us where to?
She went to the old bone grinder. It's a windmill further up, nearly all the way to Valaki. This is where the old womens that are selling their pastries in Barovia are.
Ooh, I like pastry.
She would have put herself in danger for pastries.
Not exactly.
Hey, it depends on how good the pastries are.
Not
Because
really.
they're... You have not lived.
I prefer to enjoy the pastry that is yet to be eaten than to die for one.
It's a figure of speech. But okay.
I will look at everything we've seen in my head and not think it's a figure of speech that she's in danger.
Yeah, that is fair and valid.
So, dear Seer,
Yes.
why did she go there?
I told you that this was her questions. I'm here to answer your questions. About you and your presence here.
Where's my brother?
Yes, the brother. You chased after someone who didn't want to be found. She's gonna look at you for a second. Do you wish to save him?
I wish to help him achieve what he wants to achieve. And hopefully keep him safe at the same time.
You will have a choice to make. Either you achieve his dream, or he lives a broken shell for not fulfilling his dream.
Well, that's a terrible choice.
Fate is inevitable.
Any clues as to where I should look or head in order to get to him?
Maybe the cards will reveal what you are asking. But let's ask your other friends. She's gonna turn towards Cyrus.
He'll stay.
You. The Giorgio. The half-breed.
He'll continue to stay.
You're here to pay someone else's due, I see. You reek of him. You reek of her. She marked you, didn't she? Or at least she was marking your friends. And you were betrayed, weren't you?
He'll kind of like scratch and rub the like part of his like bandaged neck and kind of like a silent response.
You'll need to decide if you are seeking belonging or vengeance. But you will not be able to have both. She's gonna turn towards Maz.
Oh, yeah, I've got lots of questions.
Then ask.
I mean, first on my mind is my family all right?
Not in the sense you hope it to be.
Yeah, kind of figured. Do you know if I'll ever be able to be reunited with them?
Eventually.
Okay, that's something at least. Why am I here? I can't make sense of what brought me to this place from.
You see,
Why I was separated, it feels different.
it does. Because it is. You are an experienced traveler. You've ventured through many planes. But this place is different. It has a soul of its own, a will of its own. It is evil to its core, and toys with those that are dwelling within. You are but the latest toy it acquired. On one crucial and fateful trip, your friends decided to make and take here. She turns
Alright,
towards
thank you.
She turned towards Timothy.
I am not sure I want my secrets and my quests to be unveiled like that, but is my seeking the lords of the land a good idea?
Seeking simply the Lord of the Land will not end in the way you believe it will. You will have to choose between power or peace. One will look as if you are losing the other. And in that fateful moment, will your spirit be strong enough to make the right choice? That is yours to believe and to know. She kind of leans back into a chair. Barovia is a prison. It shackles the most cruel monster. It toys with it. Rejoice in its lament. She needs to die should you ever wish to be free of this place. This devil of Barovia is but a victim. And
victim of what?
Maybe the cards will reveal it for us. And she's going to turn for a second to her cards. Just give me a moment.
I am curious.
Yes.
How familiar am I with the cards, readings, and stuff?
Depends. What type of card reading do you mean?
Well, I just mean, like, would my grandmother have had, like, cards that she messed with? and stuff
She
like
has. So you were more familiar with Tarot cards.
Right.
Sorry, Harrow cards. But it is somewhat similar.
that? Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yes.
Give me a second. All right. She lets you peer over the cards that are there. She waves her hand above the deck of cards. And, almost magically, they begin shuffling on their own. They move about, and she seems to be concentrating. She seems to be thinking. She seems to be tugging at strings of fate. And then, the cards, of their own accord, begin placing themselves in an order. She takes a second and passes her hand over each of the 5 cards before her. The first that she reveals, just give me a second, is this one. Just letting you guys know, if you wish, by the way, you can zoom in to the cards if you want to see the cards themselves.
Oh, cool. The king one.
She reveals a card, which is the Nine of Glyph. Oh, thank you so much for the Breath of Healing. And then she speaks. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you to better understand your enemy. Look for a wealthy woman, a staunch ally of the devil. She keeps this particular treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. She's going to let her hand over another card and slowly flip it. The 2 of coin, the philanthropist. This card tells of a powerful force of good and protection, a symbol of great hope. Look to a place where sickness and madness are bred, where flesh is twisted and shaped, where children once cry and laughed. The treasure lies still. She then over another card and reveals the King of Crown, the broken one. This card is a powerful. This card is a card of power and strength. It tells the story of righteousness. I see a forever sleeping prince, a servant of light, forgotten to this land by all but one tortured soul. This glimmer of light in the dark rests in his hands. She will reveal a 4th card. The 3 of Stars, the Enchanter. This card sheds light on who has great information that might help you greatly in the battle against darkness. I see a dead village drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into the world. Once a member of a trinity, now broken. And she reveals the last card. the Seven of Sword, the hooded one. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mere mortality. To comprehend his power, you will need to visit a place. I see the house of a faceless god. This keeper of book awaits you at the end of a long and winding road deep in the mountains. His memory robbed, lest you return it to him. She's going to keep shuffling the cards and kind of like leave you mulling over it and asking questions should you wish it.
Okay. Oh man, that's a lot. I'm typing.
If you wish, you don't need to type it. You have.
Now you tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. You have access to this here, which is the full object. You will notice that there's cards for each of you, as you may return to Madame Eva whenever you wish, for your future date, in order to get your own personal reading of cards. But basically, all these cards are here. Once you've left Madame Eva, these cards will also be available to you in the Tarocca section of the main window. Basically, you'll be able to see them there. They will be always available for you. Any questions?
No.
Seems pretty clear.
Madame Eva awaits questions should you have them. Be assured, this evil must be defeated, lest you become simply another victim of Barovia, or should I say, Ravenloft.
No, it says to look for a wealthy woman, and she keeps the treasure. What treasure is it talking about?
The cards do not tell me, but it is if we verify, it is a knowledge, something ancient that will help you better understand your enemy.
Or better harm it?
Maybe. Or perhaps understanding your enemy is the first step into vanquishing him. Creatures normally have abilities and weaknesses that are beyond simply trying to hurt them with a sword. Sometimes emotions can be a great source of strength, and knowing the heart of your enemy can clearly assist you.
The Seven of Swords, the hooded one, that sounds kind of like that mad wizard that Smark was telling us about.
You're talking about the Mad Wizards of Mount Baratok.
Yeah, it does say his memory is robbed.
Maybe.
That does kind of add up.
Though there is no path that leads to his mount.
Well, then it would be a long and winding one.
I know but one long and winding path, and this is not the one.
Okay.
I believe that it speaks of the old road from Kresk leading up Mount Gakis. The central mountain sitting in the middle of the valley of Barovia.
Are there any bits and pieces here that you might want to give us some hints?
I I've already
words? Like,
did.
do you recognize any of these words?
I think I've
Because
already helped.
for those of us, and I'll like gesture to myself, who are not from or have never been to this land, is there something that's like obviously a specific place that we just don't see?
She's gonna reach her hand and place her hand over yours, kind of like, in a reassuring fashion. She is warmer to the touch than you expected. Almost, you have a feeling that she's you almost would think that she's feverish, other than like her complexion looks fine and everything like that. But she's very warm to the touch. Ah, young Christrid. The Aniwiski family is normally one that is more assured. Rest in the comfort that Seren Ray has always guided you to give you just the information you needed. And so did I. Looking as nobody else seemed to have other questions for her. She's gonna.
Are the... Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are the, I suppose, personal cards things that we have also received at this point?
You have not at this point. As I mentioned, you will be receiving cards should you wish to visit Madame Eva again, in order to get these cards read to you. She
so we would
do
have
it
to
now?
come back at some point.
She does not wishes to do it now. She believes that she's given you enough and ample information. And she passes her hand, kind of like shuffling the cards, and returning you to your normal seat, kind of like the tension seeming to lift from the moment. Now, I believe that you asked about Irina, didn't you?
Yes.
Thank you for the guidance.
She smiles and kind of like a loving grandma would smile to you. My pupil is heading towards the old bone grinder. Though leaving now would mean that you surely reach by nightfall, and I would avoid the hills at that time. You may wish to travel should you wish, and I will not stop you. But you may, at least for tonight, enjoy the security provided by our camp, should you wish it. And she's gonna motion towards the door, kind of like inviting you to leave, should you have nothing else to ask.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. You guys remember the last time we were out in those woods, what happened?
Yeah. If I may
We should discuss it.
If I may give a simple warning for the woods, steer clear from the fog.
Stick to the road, stay away from the fog.
Yes.
That's like the fog is literally everywhere. How do we stay away from the fog that is literally everywhere?
The fog will keep you where it wants you to be. Should you steer away from a place it wishes you to be, it'll tell you. But now please, confer with your friends at the fire. I believe the fire pit is now free from the storyteller and his exhausting tales. We can have a Vardo prepared for you should you wish it. Stanimir, my friend. Ah, yes, Madame Eva. What can I do for you? Can you please at least see if they wish to sleep here tonight and prepare them commodities should they wish to? Of course, of course. And Stanimir is going to be hanging outside, so you can go see him should you wish to. This is fine. Hey, Marmoset. Should you wish to stay here or not. Leaving you to basically confer together around the fire pit now on your own, and to decide what is the next step of your journey.
As we leave, Cyrus and Gravandi, or at least as he believes it, but Vestani will say, thanks, as he walks out.
She's gonna smile and nod.
And Maz has definitely heard about bad luck from not paying your fortune teller, so he's gonna leave a gold.
She's gonna appreciate it very much. And pocket it almost magically, bringing her hand and making it disappear within it.
And then, once around the fire, Cyrus will kind of look to the group and say, he'll look to the group and then go, women left. Timed. Good. Sleepwood, go.
Part of me wants to sleep because I don't know with you guys when I'm gonna have another night like that. But the man ain't wrong.
What did the man say? Because I didn't understand a word he said.
The woman left and we're time to get her back. Or that's what I understood. I don't know.
He'll nod.
Okay. So the woman left. We're trying to get her back. But if we leave now, we'll end up out there when it is dark, which is not a good thing.
He'll tap his gun.
Yes, that does make big loud noises. And it puts holes in things. But what if there's more than the amount of... What are those things called in there? Are they they're not arrows. What are those little things called in there that gets thrown at somebody from there?
The small rocks you throw.
Yeah, the small rock things. Is there a name for them, or are they just...
I'd call them
pebbles?
a bullet, like you throw out of a sling.
Pebbles?
Pebbles? Just like shooting pebbles at people.
He'll clearly be considering how to respond and eventually just kind of like decide it's easier to just nod and say like he agrees.
My vote is always going to be on... I would rather err on the side of caution, but I will go with the majority of the group.
I'll second that vote.
Everybody wants to go with the majority of the
Get
group.
your own
No
vote.
one wants to make a decision. Great.
Get your own vote.
Great.
My inclination.
No. We did vote for going on the next day. We're just gonna pass it. It's not the decision taken.
And just to make things difficult, my inclination is to go now. Irina might be we don't know her safety where she's at.
Wow.
How far is it to the
Madam
old bone grinder
Ava
from
didn't
here?
say that she was in imminent danger.
But she
Here-
didn't say she wasn't.
Maz say this, and the other two say, "I'll go with whatever the people want." Cyrus will just kind of stand and just, like a motion, like get up, like let's go.
Mm.
I mean,
How far
Dang.
is it to this mill, where we are right now?
Are you asking me,
Look at the
or are
map.
you...
Well, I
Kindrot
mean, it
is there.
wasn't-
Kindrot would have that information.
Hey, Kindrot!
Kindrot would probably say
I'll
about...
poke at the bubble a little bit.
So you left early in the morning, let's say around 8-ish. You made good time, and it was probably 10-ish when you arrive at Ivlis Crossing. Another hour, so 11. So, like, right now it's probably about noon. And it's about another 5 hours to... 4 or 5-ish hours to reach the bone grinder itself. So if anything happens there, that means at 7-ish you'd be stranded with no village nearby or anything like that.
So do we
Bone
want to
grinder
risk?
itself is not near a village.
No, it's not near a village. It's kind of like it's a halfway point between where you currently are and Valaki. The road to
odd
get
place for
there
a
also
mill.
the road to get there also takes you right in front of the road that leads to Castle Ravenloft.
Is that the mill on the map that we see?
Yeah, it looks like a farm typing.
Give me a second. So if we check here,
I would ping it. Screen
yes.
is frozen.
So yes, exactly. It would be here.
Okay. And the camp we are currently at is
Here.
okay.
So that's why I'm saying it's like first you need to get out of this forest area that you are at, since there's no road or anything of that will take a bit of time. And that's why I'm saying like about like 4-ish hours to reach the bone grinder itself. Or well, maybe like more like 3-ish hours, and then depending on where you want to go. If nothing's there and you're just picking up someone, you can either come back to. Yeah, that's right. I'll bring that. Actually, give me a second. That's you did that.
To Serpool or
You did.
go on to Villaki.
Give me a second. You did that here. Yes. Yes, if it's just picking up someone, you can easily reach Vallaki by nightfall. You'll likely be racing the dusk as you reach the city, but that is if you're not stopping anywhere in between. That's if everything goes according to plan. That there's no holding back when you reach the mill itself or anything of that sort.
You do know it's a mill. We could just sneak into some like shed if it exists there.
You could, if it is practicable, if there's stuff there. Absolutely.
Yeah, if people wanted.
I would just like to remind everybody that so far in the last 24 hours, we have been attacked by a broom. We've been attacked by a suit of armor. There's been a vampire, and God knows what else. Whatever that
And
thing
wolves.
was that attacked us in the woods.
In the
And
wilds,
wolves,
you were
yes.
attacked by dire wolves. Yes.
Dire wolves, yes. So that was just the first. That was just the first 24 hours in the beginning of just being here.
And I don't see in the dark. I'm not
I
a
can see in the
night
dark.
traveler.
So
I really hope we go on tomorrow morning.
Well, that's a more definitive
Mhm.
answer than you gave before. So
I will not fuss if we go tonight, but I really want to go tomorrow morning.
Well, this is going to be kind of difficult because there's 2 versus 2 then, and be the fifth one who could break the ties in a bubble.
okay, give me a second.
At that point, we
It
can
could
flip
be,
a coin.
I mean-
No. Kindrot, being an experienced ranger, would probably mention that it would be dangerous going now and being stuck outside in the wilderness.
That's how I feel he'd say it too. He'd probably want to stay.
He'd probably want to. He'd probably caution being safer over just being reckless and trying to go there or anything like that.
Like, I definitely want to help her and give her assistance, but we're not going to be any good to her if we're eaten by God knows, or Goddess knows what else is out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to be something pastry.
But what if it's like a really good pastry, though?
I'm probably a really good pastry. Still don't want to be someone else's pastry.
Don't
no, you're
worry, I'll
too
try to keep you from
stringy
being a
and lean.
pastry.
Nah, he's right.
All right. So you do spend a night. You may all take a long rest on your character sheet. Do you all remember where that is?
Yes. How long are we staying? Because it's a long rest, but we're here like halfway in the day,
Yes,
so we're just
you're-
spending the rest of the day
You
here.
do have some time in the day. You have about, like, I'd say another, like, 6-ish hours of light.
Well, naturally, I'm gonna craft.
Well, I definitely want to talk to people and just get to know people and try to make friends.
Okay.
Same.
You could
If
also
anybody
heal
needs
yourself.
I don't need to heal myself. I'm good. Wait, no, I don't. No, I do.
Yes, you're hurt.
Remember, Sarah, Pathfinder, you don't just get all of your hit points back.
No, you don't just get your hit point back.
Okay.
All right. So,
I'll
Healer,
probably
heal
just want to
thyself.
chill and heal myself. I will
So
heal myself.
Cyrus, you move to a side. You slowly. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all the map of the area. Perfect. I'm gonna put tokens on the scene.
Oh, look, the horses move.
Yes, it's animated.
I love this map.
So, the way I'm understanding it, Cyrus, you're probably heading a bit further off and unfolding your material, getting ready to craft your stuff and everything like that, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Kindrot, just for the sake of being easy, is going to sit down at the fire and slowly just regale himself with some wine, because he likes wine, and also listen to the stories and, just hang out. Maz, what would you do?
I've got two things I'd like to do.
Go ahead.
The first being asking around to see if anyone else here has information about Arena.
Okay.
And I've got feats for this.
All right. Kristrid and Timothy, what would you be doing?
I want to heal myself.
Honestly, I don't have a lot to do as a downtime activity.
Just give me a second. I'm just going to heal Kristrid. There we go. Okay, so you don't want to take any downtime. You're just lounging about and savoring the area.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. I'll sit you at the fire. All right. For Maz, what is your feat?
Hobnobber, so gathering information takes half as much time.
Perfect. So you are doing a second. That's not what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Give me a second. Just want to check one thing real fast. Okay, this is what we're doing here. Okay. Please roll. So you have multiple options to you. You can either go with diplomacy, if you wish to, communicate, try to get information on the information that you wish. You can intimidate them, should you wish it. And that's about it. I'll also allow you to get a +2 modifier to your roll, as you are good friends with Stanimir, and you have offered wine. Make sense?
All right. Yep. I am definitely not going to try and strong arm this information out. I'm going to go with diplomacy.
Perfect.
You said +2.
Yep. Oh my god. Irina definitely arrived late in the night / early morning. She was armed and armored. Armed as in, like, she had weapons on her, not that she was injured. She had weapons, she was armored. She paid something to Madame Eva, something of a debt to settle. And she asked information on 3 women. Of course, what you had was a critical hit, critical success. So I'll give you some more information. Just give me a second. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. And I don't need that. I don't need that. Where is that? She asked information about 3 women. Morganta, Ophalia, and Bella.
Those sound like the names of the 3 women in the tavern.
It is not.
It is not.
No, it is not. She basically explained, like she asked a few questions over, and you do understand that the Vistanis have ample information on these women. You understand that these people have been seen with children before, and have taken them, and no one knows what they do with these children. It is a somewhat of a Vistani knowledge, or rather rumor, or perhaps belief, that they are some kind of spirit, perhaps fey folk, perhaps ags, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And they do,
Vyashna's brain was.
and they do create a type of pastry called dream pastries that they sell in the village of Barovia that get people literally hooked to it.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. No one knows what's in the pastries or anything like that, but
It's kids.
that's how they do know that they make a lot of money out of it. It is your understanding that by what they're saying, Irina felt they like she was asking a lot of questions about that. She seemed driven and was heading in that direction.
Okay. And then just the second piece that I wanted to do, because that only takes me an hour, is since the circus is in town, give a little preview, see if I can find things to do some of Maz's strongman acts.
Absolutely. Just give me a second. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. So they're not a really tough crowd, as in they're already in a very festive mood. You feel that this is probably the best crowd you'll have if the village is a DC 18 of performance for you to impress them and perhaps gain a bit of money in the process. Make sense?
All right. Yep.
Second. So that's a 16. That's a failure. That's not a critical failure. So I mean, they seem to be appreciative that you're trying to provide at the circle, and you're trying to show for it. But you also feel that you're meeting the expectation that since you're not a Vistani, you cannot be as entertaining as they are. Make sense?
Yeah.
I will try to, as part of that, like, and if you like that, you should go check out, where is it? It's in my notes. Whimsical Whims, Wellspring of Wonders. They're gonna be in Villaki, and yeah.
Excellent. You will, though, earn 8 copper pieces if you want to add that to your inventory. From, they are artists themselves, so they know that this normally needs to be encouraged. So they're giving you some degree of compensation for your act.
Yep. That's me.
Yeah. Kristrid, did you tell me what you wanted to do? she?
Well, I wanted to heal, and then I wanted to maybe talk more to the children and get because sometimes you can get more information out of the kids because they hear things that the adults don't realize that they're listening.
What kind of information are you fishing for?
Fishing for what do they know about the bone grinder area, and if they know anything about Irina. If
So
what she-
since Maz already had a critical hit, I'll let you kind of like ride on that. That makes sense.
Yep.
The children's of Tsirpool, the Vistani children's, have been under clear instructions to not leave camp, not go anywhere near that, and not to accept candy from any of these three women. You do know that the kids seem to really appreciate Irina and refers to her as a giorno, which they explain is the term that they say to mention someone that is either half Vistani or like an accepted member. So like a Giorgio is a person that is outside of the Vistanis. A Giorno is a person that is half accepted, which is pretty much like it's pretty much as much acceptance that someone that is not of Vistani blood can ever achieve. And that is pretty much the status that Irina seems to have here. She used to come often when she was a kid. You also seem to understand that her mother was also visiting when she was still alive. And that she was also playing with the children at that time. And then at one point...
I don't know if it's happening for other folks, but the stream is acting up for me.
Oh. I just needed to reload. That's a Twitch issue. Interesting. Why the hell is it? I mean, we're still on stream, so thank you for... That's still spammed. We're still online. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. It's probably just me then.
Okay, sorry. If you're having problems with the stream, just reload it. There's a big red button says reload. I'm sorry for that. That's technically on Twitch's side. Haha. Okay, anyways. Let's not jinx it. So I was always saying. Yes, so they talk about Irina's mom, they talk about other things of sorts, and that's about it. Any other questions? Kristrid?
No, none for me. Sorry, I didn't realize I was still muted.
Okay, not a problem. And that's pretty much the pace at which the rest of the day is spent. Dusk slowly falls with the wonderful view of the Tsirpool Lake, placid and not washed over by any wind of any sort. Its stream slowly heading southwards in the direction that you came from when you reached the Vistani encampment. Almost as a stark reminder, the oppressive castle can still be seen off in the distance over the mountains, kind of like sitting like a twisted and jagged crown atop the mountainside over there. And of course, the large moon behind it. It seems to always find its way to be in this dramatic, almost unnatural portrait of supernatural horrors, if you wish. As night comes, of course, the clouds parts, letting you once more see the beautiful sight of a star-filled sky. And the music and cheerfulness of the camp simply seems to be picking up into the early hours, or rather the late hours of night and early hours of morning, as Wine bottles are opened, and the Vistanis themselves kind of like since you've made a visit to Madame Eva, seem to be taking you in and trying to get you to revel a bit with them. You get a quick feeling that while they are innocent enough in their asking, like, oh yeah, do you want to gamble with me? And you're pretty sure that you've seen some of them cheat a bit, and like, oh hey, let's try this contest against you and me, and obviously it's heavily rigged to their side. They're trying to basically get you to revel and perhaps get some money from you should you wish to do it. So it is up to you should you do it or not. But if you don't, or if you do, in any case, sleep claims you in the early hours of morning, and you wake up the following morning at the break of dawn around 8, either with a full night of sleep or a slight night of sleep, still enough to give you, though, a full rest. So if you have not done so before, you can click to give yourself a long rest on your character sheet once you've opened it. It is right below your maximum hit points, the little guy in the bed. You can click that, and here we go. Thank you so much for the subscription Prime, Jericho. Hope you're doing great. Members of the cast from our Kingmaker campaign showing up. So cool to see you guys. All right.
Hey guys.
We finish the cards in one campaign and enter another one with cards.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'll head over to Bone Grinder.
Maz will gamble and lose money. The 8-cupper that he made. Perfect. So, do you wish to head down the road?
Yeah.
We're talking this dotted line, or the main road.
So you have two choices. If you check the map, either go back to the main road here, which is the shortest trip, and then being able to go up the road and take the bridge to Surfall, which is the longest but safest route. The other route that you can take is this this forest path that leads you at the bottom of Surfall. The Vistani tells you that it is quicker, but climbing the walls and going up to the road itself is a challenge on its own. Normally, whatever ladder or rope that the Vistani try to leave there are always gone or taken after some time, so they cannot promise that you will have any equipment there allowing you to make the ascent up to where the bridge is to cross this gap. So they really advise going down to the road south and then following up to Surfall. So what will you do? Hello?
Well, I would.
No one's talking, so I'm like, oh.
I know, it's so weird. I am not the person supposed to be talking. I would suggest going down the main road.
I want to do the main road because Christian's always like the safer route is the best route. Because it might be shorter to go that other route, but it's more risk.
I'm unbelievably torn by this choice because I want to go up, but that's not the safest route, and I'm afraid I should be afraid of dying. So
I should be afraid of dying. Yes, you should. Dying is bad.
the character kind of wants to go down.
All right. So the early.
If this was literally any other character, I'd be like, "Let's go!" in the short room. But Christian seems to be a nope. We're gonna be careful kind of person.
All right. So in the early hours of morning, you break camp and slowly head down the route. You slowly make your way following the path, and as you reach this area, Off to the west, to your left, basically, as you walk in that general direction, you do see something off in the distance. Just give me a second. I'll tell you. I'll give you the. Give me a second. I want to be sure that I'm giving you the right thing. Where is it? Of course, now I want it and I can't find it. It's perfect. Give me a second, guys. Here we go. So off in the distance to the west, up in the mountain areas, you do see something off that seems to be like this.
Some sort of ruins ahead?
It's not ahead. You're literally like the road passes near it, but you do see it off to your left up the mountain.
I'm so happy you said I did not see that.
Yeah, it took me a second. All I saw was trees, and I was like, "Oh, pretty trees. What are we looking at?"
Thankfully, your characters are more perceptive than you guys are.
That is very, very good, because if I was in a Pathfinder campaign, I would last 3 seconds.
So that's what you do see off in the distance. Do you keep moving
I'm
forward?
curious.
Yeah, but we already, not wasted time, but we've already lost time because we chose the safer route, which are, admitting was my idea. But, I don't think we should... We can go take a look after.
No, you're right.
You will learn that usually is the case.
Oh.
Wow.
We've also went in the morning instead of yesterday evening. So I do believe we diddy-daddled long enough not to.
Excellent. So you continue walking onward. You do come across a small path to your left that seems to be leading up into the general direction that whatever the ruins you saw earlier. And you keep going onwards, reaching Sir Falls. Just give me a second.
Can we put a note on the map about those ruins?
I believe you may. Just give me a second. Is there a way to do that? There is a way to do that, but we'll figure it out after, if that's all right with you.
Okay.
Give me a second. All right. So, you come across Sir Fall. Just give me a second. Let me do that here. All right. And we will do that.
Ooh, hi, birdie.
As you venture further into the mysterious land that is Barovia, you find yourself standing before the awe-inspiring Sir Fall. The river flows to a natural chasm. Oh, just give me a second. Why did it stop? Okay. We will restart that, apparently. So, as you venture further into the mysterious land that is Barovia, you find yourself standing before the awe-inspiring Sir Falls. The river flows to a natural chasm where a colossal waterfall plummets into the shrouded pool below, casting an eternal shroud of mist. Towering 1,000 feet above, an ancient stone bridge stretches across the canyon. Whether you approach from the Vistani encampment along the river or thread on the high road, the fall captivates with the ethereal beauty. Gargoyles, cloaked in time's embrace, stoically perch upon the bridge's moss-veiled corners. The bridge, though slick with moisture, seems to offer safe passage. The path beyond leads down the mountainside and cuts through the mountain themselves, each route unveiling secrets of this mysterious realm. But beware, the Falls hunting whisper, for ghoulish undead lurks nearby. The Vistani, led by the enigmatic Madame Eva, struggle with STRAHD's unwillingness to rid the Falls of these horrors. In their midst, you do seem to see that there was battle here recently. And it is, as it unfolds before you, that the dark secret seems to meet roaring waters.
This is certainly awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And you find yourself. Just give me a second. I'm going to wait for this beautiful scenery that takes forever to be finished. Here we go.
Yeah, who said we couldn't have beautiful things in this damn forsaken place?
Beautiful and deadly.
Yes. I think I have a better one. Just give me a second. Here we go. So, this is the view of your approach. You are coming up this small road. What do you do?
I think first things first, look for any ambushes or the likes.
So you take a moment to check scenery and check around to know if there's something wrong. You may do a perception check, should you wish it.
Is there any way I can help with that? Because that's pretty basically what I would want to do too.
You may either assist him, in which case you need to roll a perception as well, DC 20. If you do, you give him a bonus of +5. Otherwise, it is you just roll beside him and may we yield the same information or not.
I think
I
it
will
would probably
assist.
be better assisting Christrid.
All right. So, Moss, can you please roll perception to assist her? Sadly,
it's not a crit fail.
It is
You
not a
did
crit
so
fail.
good.
So you do not hinder Christrid's progress or anything of the sort. Christrid, can you please roll your perception check? It will be without any added benefit to it.
I will do so as soon as I find where it is.
So if you verify on your character sheet, the
There it
red
is,
tab,
perception, yep.
be sure to click on the one that says perception and not initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Really?
You have hero points.
You do have hero points if you wish. You
I
may-
would like to use one.
Absolutely. So you may, you in the chat, you right-click on the window, and it should allow you to re-roll using a hero point.
Ta-da!
That is a 16.
Wow! It got even worse. I'm so good at this.
So you are looking for signs of ambushes, broken branches, maybe a person that's badly hidden away, maybe someone that's hiding and obfuscating themselves in certain ways. So far, your observation do not yield anything.
From what I can see, doesn't look to be like there's anything hiding, but that's not a guarantee. Things could be hiding better than I can see.
Well, we've only got one path forward, so.
Well, that's not true. There is one path forward, but there's also a path down.
The path down leads back to Sir Pool encampment.
No, I meant like, jumping off the cliff.
Yeah, that leads back to the Serapol encampment.
Yeah.
Well, Cyrus will just kind of
Moss will-
motion to people and begin to walk down the bridge.
Yep.
Right.
Age before beauty. I'm sure somebody here is older than me.
So you approach the
40.
bridge, faced with this interesting spectacle of these two gargoyles looking in your direction. They are, of course, moss-covered, and doesn't seem, specifically the one on the right, seem to have somehow aged more than the one on the left.
Well, that's not
Is there-
concerning.
Is there any moss or like dust or dirt or anything like that on the gargoyle on the left that would show that it been there for a minute, or is there anything that might indicate that it moves?
I'm going to consider that you are about 100 feet away, so judging the dust or amount of moss on it would more or less be impossible. You would need to be within at least 10 feet in order to do that. Or if you have some kind of lance or, magnifier or anything like that, yes.
I have my sharp wit, and that is about it.
Yes, your sharp whip.
The only
your
thing
sharp
I have is
wit-
fireball.
Yeah, the only thing I have is fireball. Your sharp width, sadly, does not allow you to perceive at such a great length and great distance.
I did not ask how far away it was. I asked if I can cast fireball. Is
Yes,
basically
you
what
can absolutely cast fireball should you wish it. Are you casting it using a third level spell slot?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not casting it. I'm not doing anything.
So,
I will
I'll
point
move in
out
closer.
the observation and be like, so, even though they both are on the same bridge, one is covered in stuff and one is not, and wild stab in the dark, maybe it moves.
I mean, we've seen that with armor, so
Yeah, and a broom.
almost to add
Like,
to it, due to the mist caused by the waterfall, both gargoyles are covered by this faint amount of water, if you will, making them like their skin
are they slimy?
glint and look somewhat like almost like skin.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
Cyrus still kind of close though to get attention, and then look to Christian, kind of tap his gun, look to the gargoyle, and then back to her as if asking a question.
What, you think that you're asking me if I think that it's real?
maybe, or
if
if you should shoot it.
Oh, you should
No.
shoot it. I would say wait until we know it's actually a thing before you shoot it, because you don't want to waste your ammunition that you have on something that might not even be a thing.
Oh, kind of just
Gargoyles are
shrug.
usually guardians anyway. We don't do anything to be a problem. Hopefully they won't pay attention to us.
What if they think the problem is just us walking?
Well, then we'll be in a fight one way or another.
I don't want to fight a big stone gargoyle thing.
Right,
Okay.
You can go back. I'm going forward.
All right. Let it be known that this is all your fault. And then I'll just keep.
All right.
So you walk onwards. Bold choice.
Oh, I hate when the GM says stuff like that.
The bridge is longer than you expected to cross. Takes a solid minute, but you pass near the gargoyles and in between them, and past them. Nothing seems to be triggered. No inch of stone move, no flutter of wings or cracking of stones as any of these statues are animated. Nothing happens.
Now that I'm closer to it, do I see any dirt or dust or moss or anything?
You have a feeling that the reason why one of them is covered by moss and the other isn't is that one is at the relentless assault of the water, kind of like, coming from the waterfall itself, and the other is being protected by that first gargoyle there standing in the way, letting moss being able to grow without constantly being battered.
Perfectly logical scientific explanation. I love
Yes.
those.
So you do cross the bridge. Find yourself crossing in between these additional gargoyles until you finally reach the other side for a road leading up and away from where the bridge was. Give me a second. Go do that here. About 30 minutes of walk further, you come upon a crossroads. Just give me a second. Do I have it? Yes, I do have it. A crossroad that looks something like this. The path that you are on is this one here. The sign has three indications. From the direction that you are coming from, it indicates the village of Barovia. Heading in that direction would lead to the village of Valaki. And last but not least, going up this path would lead to Castle Ravenloft.
Well, I don't think we're ready for that one yet, so...
No. Not even a little.
Towards Valaki, then.
Excellent. As you head towards this place, or rather towards where Valaki, you do encounter a familiar structure. You come across gates. The same ones that you've entered when you've reached the Valley of Barovia. You have a feeling that this is part of a long network of walls, basically making sure that the domain, the original domain of the township of Barovia and the castle itself was secured. Passing this threshold would mean that you are exiting into the wider Ravenloft area.
Do I see their heads anywhere? Because they don't have heads. Are their heads on the ground anywhere?
There are heads down on the ground.
Oh,
at
now
the
I see them.
feet.
Sarah,
Yes.
Sassa's perception terrible.
Yeah.
Christian's perception.
Both
awesome.
statues seem to have. It seems that the heads of both statues have been cut off on purpose.
Hmm.
Do you do anything?
Impressive, terrifying, and worrying all at once.
Do you think that it was knocked over by a big thing or like a big sword, or do you think it just kind of fell?
I can guess. My
What would be big
guess
enough to
would
do that,
be,
though?
if this was meant to be some sort of perhaps magical or symbolic barrier, then this is a way of diminishing that power.
Yeah, because now the guards can't really guard if they can't see.
Were
They
the
can't
heads
see.
missing from the other gates that we saw at
Yes.
the beginning? Okay, cool.
Do you press onwards?
Yeah.
Yee.
Excellent. Eventually, once you pass these gates, the scenery turns more into plains and hills, something less covered by woods, into more open terrain, letting you see miles around, mountains to the northeast, what seems to be a lake to the northwest, and so forth. You do, after about an hour-ish of walk, see something off in the distance. As you follow the winding path, the sky grows darker, and a chill wind begins to howl through the twisted trees. Ahead, looming out of the mist, you see the decrepit windmill standing alone atop a hill. Its wooden blades creak ominously as they turn slowly in the breeze. A haunting reminder of the structure's former glory. The stone walls are cracked and weathered, and the windows are covered in grime, offer no glimpse of the interior short of a very, very dimmed light that somehow is able to go through. A sense of unease settled over you as you draw closer, and the air grows thick with the scent of decay and mildew. The old bone grinder stands as a silent sentinel, its dark history hidden behind those crumbling walls. Your instincts warn you of the danger that might lurk within. But the only way to know and uncover the secrets that it holds, and maybe Irina's fate, is to step inside. And this is where we'll end it for tonight. All right.
Thank you for the game.
All right.
Thank
Always a
you.
pleasure. So we'll just do some bookkeeping as we usually do at the end of a game. As you'll notice from this menu, you can always click Taroka, and you'll be able to see all the cards that are currently revealed. You may also...
Is there a purpose for the title cards above the cards?
There might be later.
Okay.
We will also go to the character board. So as you see, these are all the characters that you've met so far. We will reveal some more. You were granted to... Here we go, Stanimir. Give me a second. I'll also be sure that you have access to his name. Offered by anyone. So we have Stanimir. You've not met Periwimple, so you do not know who he is. Let me see. Vistanis. You have met Madame Eva. And let's just do that here. Offered by anyone. I do not believe that you've met anyone else.
We technically saw Avery, but I don't know if he counts.
At shopkeeper.
The shopkeeper is already here. No, Avery does not count. He doesn't have a space in that board. I'm so sorry.
I don't think so.
All right. Any questions? Any bookkeeping on your side that you wish to do?
Not on stream. We can hash it out.
All right. Just give me a second. We'll do that. All right. First of all, thank you everyone for being here tonight. It was a pleasure to be your host. My name is Crit. And we're always happy to have people around the campfire at Crit Crafters for the Twitch channel. You can always follow up on any of the YouTube videos, or rather the previous episodes on our YouTube, either for the Kingmaker campaign or the Curse of STRAHD campaign. We will be having, next game will be next Wednesday for the Kingmaker campaign, starting at 8 until 10. We have also decided for the Kingmaker campaign, after the next one, we will be starting at 7 p.m. instead of 8. So we'll be 3-hour sessions, kind of like this same one here. So this will be great. So we'll have more content in that aspect.
You'll get more clothes. This is not Lucian's voice. Never mind.
Nice try. That's great. That's perfect.
I tried. It's hard to switch. My throat's raw.
Yeah. As usual, Thursdays at 8 p.m. we'll have our virtual table talk. We'll just be talking about Foundry, Pathfinder, and other systems that we have and that we'd be interested in trying. As per usual, if you're a streamer and you're interested, just chatting away, getting the content that you do known, you're welcome to attend and to get on the air with Peace, and we'll just be discussing things that you're doing and the systems that you're using. We'll have fun. We'll likely be talking about the Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford jump for Darrington Press, which I have so much to talk about that. And we'll of course have Sunday at 7 our usual campfire campfire chat. So we'll just be playing games, hanging around. Any cast members are welcomed to join us, and we can just have fun in that aspect. I think that's it for me. Anybody else has something that they want to add? All right.
Have a good night.
Thanks for coming out, everyone. Welcome to the 2 YouTube chatters. First time we've had people chat there.
Oh, really? We've had people in chat on
Ooh.
YouTube? That's great. I didn't see it. Wow. That's cool. Very, very cool. Let me see. Is there a way for me to know if somebody?
I don't know if it shows the back.
No, I think I only have. But that's cool. Thank you so much for chatting from YouTube. That's
Oh
great.
wow, you're making me moderate it, but you're not.
It's because I can click multi-stream, but I don't want the program to be like, weighted down and stuff like that. You know the usual. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't deserve my moderator. All right.
He's a bit busy running the game, though.
Don't do anything.
Jensen, I owe you a deck of cards because I saw that you paid for one, or rather that you've spent channel points on it, and I do not know what your Streamloot's handle is, so we'll get in touch with you to be able to be sure that you get your free pack of 3 cards. All right. We didn't have any crit success today, right?
Nope, we did not.
We did not.
But we didn't roll a lot of dice, so.
I rolled a ton, just nothing.
Fair. Hey, Theresius, so much. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Really, really appreciate it, man. All right.
I did have the crit success on the.
Yeah.
That is correct. So we did
I
have a
completely
crit
missed that.
Wow.
It's too late now.
Too late.
Also, no one bet on you, so it doesn't matter. People just lost 10 people.
Wow.
People would have just lost 10 points. People are too afraid to gamble. Come on, guys, gamble. You could win a big lot of money.
Yeah, and
You just have to put things in the pot. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's have fun.
We'll be sure. By the way, 2 cards have been unlocked for STRAHD. We had the Hunters in the Dark and the Circus. Circus has been shown in game specifically for what is starting, anyways. So that is a change that was brought by the viewers in the world, and the Hunters in the Dark has also made a slight appearance, but I think it was so discreet that nobody really noticed, which is how I wanted it. We've also had some cards that have been revealed for Kingmaker. So we have Holegton is not yet built, but when it will be, we'll have Cyrus Brightshade that's going to be there. We're going to have Boken that's going to be there. We have Svetlana who's going to open up a tavern. All that's going to happen. We just have one card missing, which is Safe Haven. So if you want to try to get this legendary card, go right ahead and that'll be able to do it. I'll give you your card a bit later, Con. All right. So who should we raid? Let's see. Do we have a friend that's currently online that's currently doing stuff? Just give me a second. Hey, we have Critical Roles that are doing, but
They're too big.
yeah, they have 1.6 thousand people currently.
What are they doing tonight? It's Tuesday.
Yeah. That's right. They're probably doing their Dagger
They did
Heart.
just arrive in Australia.
I really thought it was Wednesday until you said that for some reason.
All right.
No,
It's
they,
'cause of
I know they all just
Kingmaker.
arrived in Australia because they're doing their live show and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's see category. Do we want to see more Dungeons and Dragons? Let's go see more Dungeons and Dragons, right? Are we helping smaller? Are we going with friends? What are we doing, guys?
What's our view count? 30?
What? Our view count is 30 right now.
Awesome. Wow, we're keeping a good average.
Yeah.
I'd say look for something like that.
Something like 30? Okay, give me a second. big. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find. Okay, let's try that. Troll Lord Games scrapped a Castle and Crusade actual play. Let's try that. They have 25 viewers. Let's go.
Ooh, let's go.
All right. We don't have a raid command. We should technically try to have one. We'll work on that, guys. So next time we can actually have people spamming stuff and being sure that we are doing it. Oh, wait. Give me a second. Are they? I think they're done. Point, point. Yeah, they're done. They're done. They're done. Sorry. They're done. Let's not do that then. Dungeons and Dragon. Let's go. Let's find something. Here, let's take the first one. All right, there. Just give me a second. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking so much. I'm sorry. That's a French from Quebec place. Oh, let's go help them. I know you. I know some of you guys don't listen to French or anything like that, but please stick around. Be sure that they have that they have a lot of French. Le Lune? What's Le Lune? Give me a second. Le Lune. Le Lune TV. She's a friend of yours? Okay, let's raid Luden TV because I know Teresius is a cool guy, so let's assist that. Guys, hang on tight. We are going to raid. Just be sure that you give some love. Be sure to always follow when you do that. In the meantime, have a great night, guys. Thank you so much.